Brent, good to see you. Today we are talking through 3 easy ways to jeopardize your retirement. According to Kiplinger, only 44% of people have ever calculated what they will need to live on in retirement. Of course, that should be step number 1. And after you've crunched the numbers, you may want to rethink the way you spend before you retire to ensure you don't outlive your nest egg. So let's talk through those 3 common pitfalls. Number 1, many retirees carry credit card balances, auto loans, mortgages, or other debt into retirement, sometimes as high as $55K. That's according to Investopedia. How important is it to enter retirement debt-free?
Yeah, it's a good question. So what I like to tell people is not all debt is created equal. So probably the biggest misconception I see is, Brent, I got to get this mortgage paid off or I can't retire. That's not true. Now, credit card debt, auto loans, anything above the 6-7% interest rate, yes, we should probably wipe those out. But having a mortgage in retirement is not a big deal if your income plan and your tax plan are set up to handle that. And I always tell folks, everybody wants to talk about the big balance that they saved and what we're going to do with it. But the most important pieces, in my opinion, to a retirement plan are an income plan and a tax plan.
All right, number 2, Brent, this one gets me right here. A record number of parents, 50%, according to savings.com, are financially supporting their adult children, with the average support about $1,500 a month. That includes expenses like groceries, cell phone bills, rent, health insurance, and even vacations. So how do we prioritize our retirement while still helping the kids?
First thing I do is I tell them I work for you guys, not your children. And so it seems to be, I don't want to call it abusive, but if it seems to be like the kids are freeloading a little bit, I'm usually pretty honest about it. And I say, hey, this is what the implications are going to be. Maybe they have to work longer if they keep it up. Maybe they can't retire at all if they keep it up. And so I always tell folks, feel free to tell them your financial advisor has said, I can no longer do X, Y, and Z. So giving them the out by making me the bad guy has been effective in some scenarios. But I will add, I work off of goals and concerns. That's how we build plans here. And if somebody says my goal is to support my child through this or to support my child through that, I let them know, we'll build it in. And then oftentimes I've had folks say, well, if I work an extra 2 years, can I pay for their college? We run the numbers. I say, yes, you can. If that's what they want to do, we run with it.
Yeah, good point. All right, number 3, living large, simply put, living beyond your means. But how can we determine if we are spending more than we should? Because this is such a delicate balance in retirement.
So most people, if I have 20 clients, 1 spends too much, and then probably about 10 don't spend enough. And so, to be honest, I usually don't see people living too large. I see people not actually living to the full potential that they could. And once again, that comes back to the income plan. It comes back to the tax plan. And so if I show somebody who they've been just doing their best to keep their bills down to 3,000, they're not going on trips, they're not doing anything, and I say, guys, we could easily get this up to 6 or 7 so you can enjoy and live a little. Usually that is one major benefit for people. But the folks that are living too large, those are the ones that I'm concerned about. And I remind them, guys, we have a plan. We can't go over this guardrail. And when they are, we bring it up often, because the last thing I want to have happen is somebody run out of money. The last thing I'll add is there's often times where there's some flexibility. Okay, there's going to be a relatively safe distribution strategy. But if they say, Brent, we want to live it up for 5 years, but we're still healthy, and then cut things back when we get to age 70, okay, let's build it into the plan.
Right.
There is a million different ways to do it, and the wrong way to do it is to not have a plan. Right. You don't know what you can spend or what is too much.
Right, right. And it's definitely a moving target. That's a good reminder, yes. But hope is certainly not a plan, not when it comes to your nest egg.
Correct.
So Brent, if somebody is hearing these pitfalls and maybe they sound a little bit too familiar to them and they'd like your help avoiding them, what's the best way to reach you?
Sure. They call the office 614-430-8383. Megan would love to get you on one of our calendars. And then you go to young-wn.com and sign up there as well. We'd love to chat.
All right, Brent, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.